Hello, this is Tom Cloud with this week's Precious Metals Market Update. This is really a slow week, waiting in anticipation of what happens in Greece next week. On the 11th of May, they'll have the final meeting one day before Greece is to pay the 725 million euro payment on their debt to the IMF. There's a lot of talk, not near as much talk about default, so we're starting to see the gold and silver market move. As I record this on Monday afternoon, they're both up strongly in anticipation that things are going to work out. Greece is going to bow down. Greece is going to accept the new they're going to pay 715 million in their payment, but then turn around and get a bailout of over $7.2 billion or euros. So Monday we'll know, because next week is when the debt is due on Tuesday. So this 4-month fiasco, we've been kicking the can down the road, continuing to see them work on it. And as the ones of you I've talked to, we've said all along that no matter what, Greece would not default on their debt. There'd be a lot of strong talk, and yet we have seen some well-known and prominent economists come out and said they thought they would default on their debt. So we had to keep watching, and we're going to keep watching for another week. But right now the markets are certainly telling us that they believe that a deal has been worked out and that they'll give them money, 7.2 billion euros, they'll pay off the debt to the IMF, 715 million euros, and we'll go right back to where we were, creating money out of thin air, bailing out every currency in the world. No one can balance their budget. Every country's become political just about of the industrialized world, and the whole thing is to spend, 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 and think there's never going to be a day that we got to pay back. But certainly that day is coming. As we look at, that's really the only thing on the Greek side. We're now starting to see, as I first reported last week, and again this morning, I'm talking to major wholesalers that are quoting some of the biggest silver sales they've ever done. When JP Morgan came out in the last 2 months and went from 5 million ounces of silver to 55 million ounces of silver. So some people are saying, well, JP Morgan shorts silver. They're making money on silver going down. Yeah, they're making money on silver going down when they short it and silver goes down, but they're also buying physical silver. Remember, the first is a paper bet. The second is a real physical bet. They've already taken possession of over 55 million ounces of silver in just the last few months. So we're going to continue to follow that, but you as an investor know that if they're buying silver, they're betting on it going up substantially above the $16.50 area where it is as I record this. I continue to say that silver is about $2.50 below mining cost, and in my 40-year career in this business, I've only seen that 3 times. And every time, silver comes back up above mining cost in less than 7 months. We're about 4 months into this where the price has been below mining cost. So you cannot mess up entering and buying silver here, even though I can't tell you for sure. Silver might go down a little more before it goes up with all the rhetoric this week about the Greek debt. So just be ready, but continue to watch. The deficit is growing. Obama raised the debt ceiling from 18 trillion to 19 trillion very quietly with the grace and the approval of U.S. Senate and Congress. The same thing that drove silver and gold up dramatically in August of 2011 and closed the government down for a very short period of time. The Congress now just lets them print the money, saying we'll deal with it later, we'll let the next president deal with it, and just keep kicking it down the road. So it doesn't take really anybody to figure out where silver's going. The question is, when does it jumpstart, get back to 19, and then start on a significant uphill run? Gold continues to be the steady one. It's up just slightly this year. Silver's up a little bit more, but nothing's up this year much. I mean, silver's right at the top of the pecking order in investments that are up for this year. So I would just continue to add silver and know that you are going to get a pop up to $19 in not the too distant future. And the ones of you that are waiting on junk silver, we have good deals right now that you don't see very often. If that's your form of silver you like, you should call us. And if you're on our mailing list, you've already received the alert on the junk silver with it 25 cents below our normal cost. If any of you need to get in touch with us, you can reach us at 800-247-2812. It's 800-247-2812. And on the 6th day of May, in 2 days from when I'm recording this, I'll be doing the webinar with Jerry Robinson at 1 o'clock Eastern, 12 o'clock Central on Wednesday. So if you haven't signed up to listen to that, you should. I'll be bringing some other pertinent information, also showing you how people are selling U.S. Treasuries. And the reason the dollar has dropped substantially over 4% in the last 2 months is this is one of the reasons we're going to discuss in the webinar. So once again, you can reach us 800-247-2812. If you're not getting our email blast, you can sign up for those at ftmdaily.com/gold, or just go to the Precious Metals button on FTM Daily, and you can sign up. We don't share your email with anyone. It's completely confidential, but we send out a couple emails a week to keep you abreast of what's going on. Hopefully next week we'll have a lot more news after the Greece situation is resolved and we move to the next problem, and we'll start talking about those down the road. With this week's Precious Metals Market Update, this is Tom Cloud signing out.